Warning, I'm on a journey to handicap home runs in Major League Baseball. I'm not claiming to be sharp. I'm not claiming to have an edge. I bet based on the 3 Ps, pitcher, park, and price. We probably won't win long term. This is for entertainment and education. If you like the video, like the video. There's no added vig for clicking that thumb. I love you all.
First pitch, Freeman. This one the other way. Back goes Nemo. Still back. It is over. Freddie Freeman drives in Tommy Edman. The Dodgers come back and win it in 10.
Brutal.
First pitch.
Brutal beat last night. We had our Anthony Volpe, Freddie Freeman, Dinger Tuesday boost, and we were, I don't even want to take a guess at what that was, 2 feet?
Freeman. This one the other way. Back goes Nemo. Still back.
It's right there, man. It's right there. Falls right there. 2 feet from really getting us back to even on the year. And that's the way it goes. And I was thinking about it. And I kind of went 2 different ways on this thought. The first is you can be so right about a call. Freddie Freeman doubles his first at bat and he hits this bomb to the opposite side of the field. It's like, I think the read was good. It just didn't go our way. And being that close on such a big play is tough. But hey, again, guys, it's the game we play. So yesterday I said Rodon, strikeouts, 8 at plus 168, New York money line. Now, naturally, I didn't play either of those officially, and naturally, both of them cashed. That's how it rolls with me. I did play Aaron Judge. He looked horrible yesterday, so he'll hit one today. Anthony Volpe, of course, we did cash the Volpe. I didn't play it straight, so I didn't actually make anything from it, but regardless, hopefully somebody else did. Bobby Witt cashed here. It was a good read on my end there at that number. 4 total home runs in that game, so pretty good results from St. Louis. And then Rowdy Tellez at 620. Somebody actually put a message on yesterday's video saying that they did Volpe and Tellez. They took out Freeman, they put Tellez in, so they cashed. So congrats to them. That's awesome. That makes me feel better that I at least led a horse to water. They decided how many sips to take, if you will. So this also sucks. I don't like showing that I'm down 8.4 units, especially when yesterday had that cashed, we would be relatively even. But then I was thinking, okay, again, what is your goal here? What do you say every day? I'm not claiming to be sharp. I'm not claiming to have an edge, right? And I just want to keep reminding everybody that this is for entertainment. We are tomorrow 10 weeks into the season. So I am losing at this point less than a unit a week, which if you look at it that way, 0.12, less than 0.2 units a day that we are losing. And we have deployed a lot of units per day. So it's a journey. It's a frustrating journey, especially when you're taking a nosedive. But any day it could turn around. We have to just keep playing how we want. I got to keep providing value. And again, I am not upset personally at this number, but I am upset knowing that somebody else could be also down this and it could affect them more. So again, this is just my overall constant reminder, constant announcement. Play what you're comfortable. This is entertainment. This is recreation. Play inside your means, track your bets, etc. If you want to sign up for Novig, use my code GMGO at 25 signups. We'll give away $100 on the channel. They do have this cool little promo that runs all month long. If you bet $5 on a home run, every 10, 25, and 50 home runs that you bet at $5, you'll unlock some Novig cash or some money there. So it's not a ton, but it's cool if you're going to be betting them anyway. And Novig has the best price. You may as well opt in and get a little bit more for your money. Game in Miami. We'll start here. It's a yellow game. I think, Kyle Freeland has been gettable. Cal Cantrell has been not. Colorado Rockies are also struggling. It's red for them. Agustin Ramirez at 560, Eric Wagaman at 780, and Connor Norby at 640 are all leans. I'll work one of them into a round robin we'll talk about later, but I think all of them against Kyle Freeland are priced well, match up well, so they are something that I can endorse. Game in Cincinnati, I just don't know. It looks good to Ballpark Pal, but I can't get a read on these teams, the stadium, the Reds are probably the team I lose the most money on. If we think about yesterday, I lost my four-leg DraftKings boost by one leg, and it was the over in this game. There were 6. I had over 8.5. So that's another frustrating thing, right? We make the 4-leg parlay and we lose by one leg. So that's tough to overcome there, but that's the way it is. So I'm staying off of this game. It looks like it's going to be a Milwaukee bullpen game, meaning they're going to have a lot of pitchers cycling in. Hard, again, to get a read on. Jackson Churio at 4-1, I don't mind on FanDuel. Game in Boston. Soriano is pitching for LA. He's allowed 3 home runs in 12 games, and I think the pitching matchup favors LA in this one. Lucas Giolito has not been stellar. I'm shocked that LA is the underdog in this one. So I would suggest, if you want a purple prop play from me, I think the Angels money line is something to look at. Maybe Angels first 5. When I saw it, when I looked at the matchups, when I looked at the batters, when I took in the scope, I said, Angels aren't the favorite here? That's interesting. So it's just, again, something to keep in mind. Use that information how you see fit, or just totally pass on it. Game in Pittsburgh. Another sort of bizarre one. Yesterday, there were 2 home runs hit, one against Paul Skeens, one not. I think we see some action on the bases here. The pitching overall is pretty subpar. Park is not super favorable for the home run, but I think you could see an over. I think you could see a lot of hits, runs, RBIs. I just think there's going to be a lot of contact in this one, given the starting pitchers. Spencer Horwitz at 870, Brian Reynolds at 600 are both leans. Game in Washington is another interesting one because Matthew Boyd is pitching for the Cubs. Not typically a household name. Washington, though, puts out a lot of lefties. And we know from our research, from our talks on here, that lefty-on-lefty matchups typically are not good. I also think that with the wind, which is blowing to left field, if a lefty does get a hold of one, they're going to be hitting it into the wind. So I just think it's a bad matchup for a lefty-on-lefty heavy lineup for Washington, plus the conditions. Ahmed Rosario, 8-1 is a lean, though. For the other side of the ball, for the Cubs, I'm taking a risk here. Who's pitching? Who's pitching? Hold on. It's another lefty for Washington, and I've just blanked on his name. Michael. What's his name? Sorry, forgive me. Mackenzie Gore. Sorry, not Michael. Mackenzie Gore, another lefty who's been like either stellar or like 3 out of 10. You're going to get one or the other today, and I think you get the 3 out of 10 today. I think the righties have a field day in these conditions against the lefty at Mackenzie Gore. Justin Turner, I'm playing officially on Novik. Dansby Swanson, I'm playing officially on Novid. Seiya Suzuki, I'm going to get into a round robin. Carson Kelly, I also think is a decent play. Chicago Cubs money line, I think, is priced pretty well. It's better than minus 150. I would say the Cubs should be minus 160, minus 170 on the money line. That's how I would price it. It's my fair value. So anything above 150, I think, is a good bet on the Cubs money line. Game in New York, I think the over is another good play here. I think we get a lot of action on the bases. We get a lot of hits. Stephen Kwan, 13-1. Oh, here goes Green Meats Go. He's betting Stephen Kwan again. He's back to his roots. A good matchup against Clark Schmidt, and a good price, and it does satisfy our little Novik challenge. So it's worth $5 to me. We'll just say that. Jose Ramirez, 426. Also on Novik, not playing him directly on Novik, but it is a lean. And then for the Yankees, it's another one of those things where it's like, I like everybody and I can't pick somebody. So I'm just staying totally off. I favor right-handed batters in this one, or left-handed batters, conditions favor right. So it's one of those contradictions again. Game in Toronto, I think the prices reflect a lot of what you're seeing from the mound. I think Mick, why did I forget his name again? Mick Abel is pitching for Philly, was lights out in his debut. And I think he comes back, and I think we see that again. I think he's got some stuff. So Philly money line is like a minus 104. They're a slight underdog. Fantastic value, in my opinion. Toronto, my brain, I didn't get to sleep last night. I was up too late talking about the poker scandal. It's not good. I need to back off. Jose Barrios, again, a guy who's had it at times, other times is not. And I think the lefties in Philly's lineup can get to him. So I like Philly money line. And we'll play some lefties in some round robins. Chris Sale's pitching for Atlanta. That's typically bad for batters, but I think the batters are priced relative to Chris Sale on the mound, which means I think there may be some value here. Eugenio Suarez, 575, Lourdes Gurriel, 8-1, and Tim Tawa, 10-1. I think even though Chris Sale is pitching, giving up only 3 home runs this year, I think those prices are fine, are fair at worst. So they're leans. And then Ozzie Albies, 750 against Merrill Kelly. Game in Tampa Bay, watch it. Could be a rain out situation. I need to fix this. I apologize, and you'll see it corrected on another page. So again, I apologize. I think it's green all the way around. Shane Bass has been bad. Kumar Rocker has been bad. He's coming off of an injury too, first start in a while. Good conditions, like bad pitching, great conditions, batters who can swing. Let's do it. Green all the way around. Josh Young, 750. Yandy Diaz on FanDuel went to 830 after he wasn't originally. So I suggested DraftKings. Before I placed the bet on DraftKings, I saw that he was 830 on FanDuel. So that's what it's tracked as officially. So just beware there. Over 8.5 is a lean. I think the ball is hit often here. Game in Chicago, Kerry Carpenter, 4-1. I am playing on Novig. And Mike Tauchman, 870 is a lean. Left-handed batters are here and here to stay in Chicago. Let's talk about Jack Caglione. Minor league guy, been swinging for the fences yesterday, hit one pretty deep that got caught. It's a matter of time before this guy hits one. I didn't like yesterday's conditions and pitching matchup with him. Today is better. So it's a lean just because I do think this is his second game in the majors. Is also the best look he's had. And again, like I said, I think it's a matter of time. And I think this number is going to, by July, you're not going to get him above 500. I'm not suggesting, I'm not playing it. I'm still not sold, but I do think it's fair at worst. I think the prices in this game overall are better than the pitching in the park suggests, meaning kind of just throw a dart and I have fair value lower than what you're getting. Not to say that these are plus EV bets but I think if you want to look for a little gem, this might be a game to look at. I don't think it's exceptional for pitching in park, but I think the prices are better than the pitching and park suggest. Game in Seattle, Laudy Tavares, 12-1. I don't love the game overall. I don't even love this pick overall, but I think it's the price is too good. However, Cade Povich is pitching. He's a lefty. Tavares usually hits against righties, significantly more home runs against righties. So again, I like the number at 12-1. I think 9-10-1 is probably fair for him. I'd probably just ignore me right now. Last 3 games, red. Mike Yastrzemski, 830. If you want to just pick winners, Tatis Machado. Game in Oakland continues to be green. It continues to be great conditions. These batters continue to swing. If you want to play a winner, just play Lawrence Butler. Jacob Wilson, I think, is fascinating at 11-1. Matches up really well tonight against Zebby Matthews. So just be on your toes there. If you want kind of a flyer, Luis Urias at 7-1, I think is also fine. But again, a lot of these guys are in play. Zebby Matthews hasn't been great. The problem is, Ballpark Pal says Jacob Young starting. Roto Grinders says another guy is starting, and then another site said another guy. There are like 3 different reports about who's starting in this game. So it's purple, meaning I have no idea, meaning I can't handicap it. I just, it's a good conditions. Come back to this game once the starter's announced. If you have Ballpark Pal, look at it. If you don't have Ballpark Pal and you want to, use code RICE for $10 off. Lastly, the game in LA. Jeff McNeil, 852, matches up against Tony Gonsolin. Gonsolin coming off a game where he had 4 home runs to the Yankees. Another New York team. Maybe he's got New Yorkitis. Maybe he is allergic to teams from the East Coast. And maybe he'll let some fly. Hopefully it's Jeff McNeil. Just play winners. Everyone. Anybody in this game could hit a home run. And the odds reflect that, so I didn't find any value. Okay, let's talk official plays. Turner, like I said, 0.05 units on Novig. Swanson, 0.05 units on Novig. Stephen Kwan, 0.05 units on Novig. Full unit play on Josh Young, 0.1 on Bet365. Like I said, Yandy Diaz, it was 840, not 830, 0.1 units. Novig, Kerry Carpenter, 0.05 units. Jeff McNeil, 0.05 units. For DraftKings, it's bolded because there is a boost. There is a 20% boost on a 4-leg parlay. I'm taking the Angels, the Cubs, the Phillies, and over 9 in Cleveland and New York. Then we're kind of running 2 different round robins today. And again, guys, this is what I feel comfortable playing. And I understand that you may be feeling like we're bleeding money or overplaying. And if that's the way you feel, either don't tail or lower your unit size. So this is my just pick winners play. This is my safe play, quote unquote. This is my lower odds play. Augustin Ramirez, Seiya Suzuki, Brandon Lowe, Kerry Carpenter, and Lawrence Butler. By golly, all of those guys get hit. You guys know it. I know it. And then we're going to kind of reach here for a wild one. And as you can see, I've halved the units for all of these bets. So the wild play is I'm going in with half the amount of units as I did for the safer play. Spencer Horwitz, Justin Turner, Ozzy Albies, Yandy Diaz, and Willie Castro. All guys basically over 8-1 that I like today. And then lastly, after I submitted these, FanDuel then released a 30% boost. I'm not going to let it go to waste. So there is an extra play down here. Kyle Schwarber, Jackson Churio, Lawrence Butler. And that's that. That's the official plays today. So we will be back. If you want to watch a video I made yesterday, maybe you missed it. I talked about pricing and why I'm price sensitive and how I view these prices. I don't view them as plus 400. I view them as a probability, and that helps me come to my conclusions. And you may say, well, you're down 8 units. Why would I trust you? Fair point. Stranger on the internet, fair point. We'll see you tomorrow. Good luck. If you want to watch some golf talk for the Canadian Open, that is tomorrow. Come by either here or on Twitter around 12:30 or 1. Me and myself and Zach Herm will be talking about that, looking at some plays, just kicking it. So we'll see you there if you'd like. Otherwise, go watch the other video. Otherwise, I love you. See you tomorrow.